Hey guys, happy Sunday. Hope you're enjoying your beautiful Sunday. Hopefully you have it off. You're not on call working. I enjoy my weekends. I'm trying really hard not to work on any Saturdays or Sundays. I really try not to work more than about 4 days a week, if you really want to be honest. But if I really want to be honest, but we're heading towards the busy season, and that's probably not going to happen. So. Just want to mention a couple things, and then we're going to get into something a little fun. So Monday I'll be back out at that crawl space job that I'm converting an electric furnace to a full-on heat pump, and we're doing a bunch of duct changes down there. If you haven't checked out the video, I'll put it in the link description below. I'm proud of work like this, at my age. I know I don't always look it, but I've been in the trade for over 30 years. Yes, I'm wearing one of my old places I worked at sweatshirt. It's a comfortable sweatshirt, so I like it. So yeah, we're gonna go back out there and just a slow job. If I get it done by Wednesday or Thursday this week, I know most of you guys would say, shit, you should be able to get that done, tomorrow. But it's 47-year-old me, 49-year-old my brother. I work smart, not hard. And I mean, I still work hard, but you know what I mean. I take it slow, and I make sure everything's looks sweet, and the customer's completely happy. And she likes to talk a lot too, so we stop a lot and chat. And they're not in any hurry. As long as we get the job done for them in a timely manner, they're fine. And the main thing is getting it done once and getting it done right, like I've always said. So yeah, and I got lots of other jobs coming up. I got all kinds of retrofit work coming up, gas furnaces, heat pumps. I've been busy on the sales trail, and I want to let you guys know I don't advertise. Every once in a while I do a Facebook ad, but so far this year I haven't done one advertisement. All my work is referral work, word of mouth, and via my website. So Mikey Pipes put me in touch with a company called Footbridge Media that put me together a pretty slick website, pretty fast, with basic information, and I've been getting quite a few hits on it because it's a very good looking website. You should check it out. I believe it's www.seatonhvac.com, and I think it's a pretty nice website. I haven't really updated anything on it since it launched, and I haven't really been big on the review and testimonial train lately. My most recent one's probably from like 6 months ago. It hasn't really mattered lately. I've been busy enough, and work's been coming in at a steady flow. So, once I get really rocking and rolling this summer, I'll probably start asking people for reviews more so. But right now, I'm okay. And I think a lot of people think that you pay for those, but you don't. I just ask people to do it, and they do it. And it's a nice tool to put in your tool belt to have nice reviews and customers that can back you up. Because when somebody asks for references, it's nice to have people that they can call. A lot of them have the same systems that being installed that I've already installed, so they can go check out the workmanship that I did, and ask those people if they are happy with what I did. So as far as the fun stuff I want to talk about is I kind of had a flashback the other day, because I was in this house that I literally had to put booties on, and I wanted to lay drop cloths in because I could not even walk into the house without feeling just disgusted, like I was going to bring something out with me, cockroaches or bugs or feces. This house was so disheveled. There was dog crap everywhere. I believe they had cat litter boxes for the cats that were overflowing. You guys know the routine. Laundry everywhere. Sorry about that, guys. I got distracted a little bit. My wife was coming in to say goodbye, heading out to run some errands. But yeah, so what was I talking about? Nasty houses. So there was one house in particular that really got me. I described it some. I'll see where I had to cut the video off. But The one thing that really stood out to me at this house was they had this plunger in the hallway that had looked like toilet paper that had poop on it. And you know, these people, they didn't pick up after themselves in any which way. Well, this plunger was like 3 feet from where the furnace was in this hallway, and I couldn't help but look over and see that when I was trying to work. And I probably should have refused to continue working on it, but it was, I think it was probably 110 degrees that day, and you know, I figured I would help them out still. But I think these days I probably wouldn't have stayed there. But the funny thing was, is I think it ended up being a repair where I had to order something. I don't know if it was what it was. If it was a TXV or a blower motor or something I didn't have on the truck. But I came back, I think, like 3 or 4 days later, and that plunger was still there. So I remember I got the system up and running, and I went over to her thermostat. It was an oddball thermostat that I wasn't familiar with. So in order to get things set up, I asked her where the user manual was for the thermostat, and you know, I don't think that she was going to be able to find it in that place. But anyway, let me, you know, I'm not going to fat shame anybody, but they were big, fat, heavy. It was basically a mom and daughter that were in there, and she asked her daughter. She goes, do you know where that user manual is? And her daughter goes, I think it's in the junk drawer. I almost lost it right there. I was thinking, well, I think every drawer in this house is probably a junk drawer. They had, you know, they had like pots and pans in the kitchen that still had grease in them, and like they wouldn't wash the pots and pans. They just shove them into the drawers and stuff, and just pretty much every disheveled thing in a house that you can imagine was going on in this house. So yeah, I just thought that was real funny that she goes, I think the user manual to the thermostat is in the junk drawer. And I'm like, how could you tell the difference between a junk drawer and a regular drawer in this place? The saving grace in this house, at least, was that there was no pets, you know, so I can only imagine you know, the way that they picked up after themselves, how they would pick up after animals, or the lack of picking up after the animals. I seriously doubt that would turn out very well. They made enough of a mess themselves. But I'd love to hear you guys' stories about some of the nightmare things that you've seen in homes. And there's also something I'd like to get comments from you guys that I find very interesting, is, you know, us male technicians going into women, you know, into the homes, and, you know, whether or not you've been hit on. I'm not going to divulge any of my stories because my wife might see this, but I really think these stories are awesome. You know, going to a single, or maybe not even a single lady's home, and you know, have you been hit on? Have you ever even ended up dating a customer? Have you did you marry a customer? I'd like to hear these stories. I think they're really cool. I will say, one thing I can say is, without my wife getting upset with me, is years ago. Now remember, I was in my early 20s at the time, and I went to this house, and I think it was a divorced woman, and she didn't really have her robe closed. Let me put it that way. And her heat pump was a side discharge that was underneath a deck, and I remember her walking around on the deck in her robe that was barely on, with nothing underneath, and I think she was walking directly above me on purpose, and I looked up and saw, yeah, what God gave her. So anyway, I just love to hear those stories from you guys, because I find that stuff really interesting. I'm sure you guys have better stories than I do, but anyway, yeah, so it's gonna be a real fun-filled, packed week for me. I look forward to going out and making some good money this summer, getting a lot of projects done for people, and just enjoying life, like I always say. So I want to hear some comments from you guys on those two subjects. I really would appreciate it, and I look forward to reading them. So let's all enjoy the rest of our weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.